Ladies, gentlemen, I had something really interesting, really unusual, really kind of cool happen to me, and I wanted to jump on here, record a video, say hi to all of you, and talk about this. So, I was walking along the street with my girlfriend this morning to go and get a coffee, and we walk past this dude, and I just hear this voice behind me, "Yo, is your name Andy?" And I turn around, and I kind of go, "Yeah, bro, yeah." And he comes straight over and he's like, he shakes my hand and he's like, "Dude, you're a huge inspiration. I've been following you since the Good Looking Loser days." And he turns to Emmy and says, "And you're Imogen, right? You're Emmy." And she goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And, he tells us the things that he's been working on. And he's apparently, I don't even know the context for this, but he's apparently won some like fucking Guinness World Book of Records or some shit. He's world champion at something or other. And he talks about how inspired he is and all of that. I exchanged details with the dude. Holy fuck, it was such a trippy experience. It was so unbelievably unusual and not something that's happened before. I have had in the past one person yell at, "Yo, Andy, Andy." And I turned around and I looked, and then the person just kind of left and they walked off. I don't know if they recognized me from the content, but this was the first time someone has ever come up to me and said, "I recognize you from your YouTube channel. How's it going, man?" Something hilarious happened, and on the odd chance that the guy that I talked to, I believe his name was Eli, on the tiny chance that you actually watched this, bro, I was so unbelievably thrown and completely just thrown off and confused, like, what the fuck is going on? I think I gave you the wrong fucking phone number. So I exchanged phone numbers with this guy because I was like, "Bro, fuck, like, we should grab a coffee or some shit. This is awesome, dude." I'm pretty sure I fucking gave him the wrong phone number. I'm pretty sure I got one of the digits. I believe I said 4 when it should have been a 9. We shook hands, talked. I gave him the phone number. He left. And then Imogen was like, "Sweetie, I think that was the wrong phone number." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "I think you got one of the digits wrong." And I was like, fuck. So, Eli, on the odd chance that you're fucking watching this, bro, leave a comment or something. I'll give you my proper number. Apologies, I didn't fucking ghost you, but holy shit, guys, it got me. There's a couple of things I want to say here. It got me really thinking. I've said this many times before when we're going out there and we're approaching women, talking to women that we don't know and hitting on them, asking for a phone number and all of that. I've said this so many times. Guys will often take, all of this shit to heart. And they'll go and talk to a bunch of women. Maybe they get some phone numbers. Maybe some of the women don't reply. And they'll take it personally. They'll take it to heart. And they'll go, "Fuck, man, maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe women are all just mean," which they're not. But maybe women are mean. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Fuck, what am I doing wrong? And I say this time and time again. You have to understand, you're a complete fucking random. And sometimes you walk up to a woman, you hit on her, and she's like on the back foot. She's like, "Whoa, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I don't even understand what's going on." And she might just blurt out, "Sorry, I have a boyfriend," or like, "Sorry, no, I'm not going to give you my phone number." Sometimes she'll even give you her phone number and she'll reply once or twice, but then not reply after that. Or she might just never reply. And today, and what happened with this guy, I mean, he didn't cold approach me, but cold approached by a bro. Today kind of made me, it really drilled that into my head of like, fuck, man, I wonder how many women I have said, "Can I get your phone number?" And she gives me her phone number, but because she's so like thrown off and just on the back foot and like trying to figure out what's going on, I wonder if some of them have given me like a wrong phone number. Like one of the digits is wrong, or they get it wrong, and afterwards they're like, "Fuck, what the fuck did I just do?" Because I just did that. And so it really made me empathize. And I already empathize with women. Again, I've talked about this many times in the content. Like, think about it from her point of view. You just walked up to her and said, "Hey, you're cute," or "Hey, you're hot." And she's like, "Whoa, what the fuck? Who are you? What's going on?" Like sometimes it's a little bit everything happening all at once and you almost don't get time to think. But today really made me empathize with that because I was like, holy fuck, I bet you that happens with some women. There's just a shitload going on, and that's how it felt. It's like you're just walking to the shops and then some guy's like, "Yo, bro, I know you, you're Andy, dude, like shake my hand." And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like I loved it, but I was just like, whoa, I'm on the back fucking foot here. So yeah, man, what a interesting, it was also an incredibly humbling fucking experience. This is something I never thought would happen. I mean, it's not like we're out there doing vlogs and doing crazy shit where I'd expect people to recognize me. And it was really humbling. It was unbelievably nice. I had the biggest smile on my face until Imogen was like, "Hey, sweetie, I think you got his number wrong." And then I was like, fuck. And so we kind of ran back after him. We did. I was like, okay, come on, we got to go back after this. And she's like, are you sure? Like, really? And I was like, yes. This motherfucker took the time to say thank you to me, to shake my fucking hand, to introduce himself. Yes, I want to fucking run back and get his number, but he was already gone. We looked around the streets for a little bit, but he was already gone. But yeah, again, dude, Eli, I believe it was Eli. If you happen to watch this video, leave a comment and I will just say, hey, it's me. So I know it's you. Tell me what tattoo you showed me. Because you showed me a tattoo. Tell me what tattoo. But to everyone else, yeah, just a fucking weird, trippy experience that happened. Something I never would have thought would happen. I never really got into this thinking like anyone would fucking recognize me or know me. But it was a really nice... I don't know if vindication is the right word. Excuse me. But when I first started this, a lot of you have the same thing. I had a lot of shame and like weird feeling and guilt around this, around the content, you know, like it was very difficult for me at the very start to start talking about sex, about dating, definitely about getting laid, about putting my penis on the fucking internet and photos that I do with women and, you know, the photo shoots and shit that we do. That was very difficult for me. And it wasn't something that I wanted to just shout from the rooftops and be proud of or embrace and fully be authentic about. I was proud of what I was doing, but at the same time, I was very hesitant about it. I was like, I don't know if I want my family to find this. I don't know if I'm okay with like my workplace finding this. And I wasn't at the start. It took me a little while to open up about that shit. I see a lot of you that go through the same stuff. You're learning to be, or learning to fully embrace who you are and the goals that you have and the things that are important to you. And you have a sense of shame or maybe a sense of guilt, a sense of just like weirdness, like what I'm doing is weird. I felt like that a little bit at the start. Now, I still wanted to do it. I wanted to get over that feeling of weirdness. That's part of why I did it. I wanted to get myself to a point where I was very comfortable with what I was doing and telling other people about it. And I'm definitely there now. But today felt very much like again, it's not a validation or a vindication, like a recognition of that, of like, wow, someone came up to me in public, shook my hand, knew who I was, and I was like, that's fucking dope. And so it was a nice reminder, I guess, of how far I personally have come with my comfort with what I'm doing. A big part of that, I think, is doing a lot more content around honesty, around money, around mental health, around happiness, peace, love, joy, all of that, going for those higher level emotions rather than just, I want to get my dick wet. So having a deeper purpose to this and essentially expanding the audience to some degree has really fucking helped. But yeah, it was just this really nice experience, something that I wasn't expecting at all. The funny thing is I've met people like through my website, but I've never had anyone in public recognize me. I've met people from the forums. You know, Cam is obviously one of my best friends at this point in time, and we just met each other through, you know, the Good Looking Loser forums and my forums. One of my best friends, I met him through my forums, but no one's ever come up to me in public and said, hey, are you Andy? And are you Imogen? And so that was, if I'm honest, it's kind of fucking dope. I mean, think about how you guys might feel if like you were doing content, you didn't expect anyone to fucking recognize you, and then someone recognizes. Like those of you on the forums, for instance, imagine someone walks up to you and says, yo, hey, are you Tom? Are you Daniel? Are you fucking Dave? Are you Andy? That'd be fucking dope. That'd be really weird and really trippy and really fucking cool. And at the same time, really humbling. So yeah, fucking great experience. Shown me how far I've come. Any of you listening, I guess if I want to give you a takeaway message, because I don't want this to just be me fucking saying, hey, this cool thing happened, although it was fucking cool what happened. Like I said, it's really nice to be at a point where I'm completely comfortable with what I'm doing when I wasn't years ago. And if any of you out there, and for God's sakes, it's like most of you, it's most people when they start any goal, even if it's not sex related, even if it's just a goal like I want to lose weight. For most of you, there'll be little bits of like guilt or little bits of weirdness or little bits of like holding back a little bit. Like you're not quite at the point where you're proud about this and you can talk about it. There's doubts, there's insecurities, there's fears. I want you to understand, I have felt like that with every single goal that I have ever worked on, with losing weight, with working on my sex life, with the relationship with Imogen, with coaching, fucking hell with coaching, with my content, all of this kind of stuff, with overcoming depression, God, all of this stuff, I have had so much doubt and insecurity. I have never been the courageous lion ready to get out there and just be an alpha fucking male and charge headfirst into battle. Like, no, that's not me. I'm the scared, terrified little sheep who's like, maybe if I just stay in the corner, I don't have to face this fear. And I've worked through that by just taking little baby steps, by giving myself permission to suck, by telling myself, I don't have to be perfect at this. I don't have to be amazing at this. I just have to take a tiny little baby step so that I can start taking those fucking actions and start improving. And so if you're at the beginning of your journey with whatever goal that might be, and you're feeling doubt, you're feeling insecurity, maybe you don't fully feel proud of what you're about to do. Maybe you feel like, fuck, is this weird? Is it creepy? Is it wrong? Is it shallow? Are other people going to think less of me for this? As long as you are happy with what you're doing, and if you're not, by the way, then just change it, do something a little bit different. But as long as you can look into your own eyes in the mirror and be proud of the goal that you're embarking upon or the mission that you're embarking upon, as long as you are happy with it, that is the main thing that matters. And trust me when I say, I understand the doubts. I understand the fears. I understand the feeling of this is weird. This is wrong. Am I going to get in trouble? This is creepy. But as long as what you're doing is ethical and moral, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, and as long as you're doing it so that you can improve as a human being and in the connections and, relationships you have with other human beings, then fucking go for it. Ignore the doubts. Ignore the insecurities. They will always be there, at least at the start of every new goal. They will eventually disappear when you get far along enough with your goal, but they will be there at the start of every single goal. There's nothing wrong with you if you have doubts or insecurities. That's called being fucking human. But if I can do this shit, you sure as hell can too.